Just a couple of weeks ago, the combat sports world was shocked by Ryan Garcia's upset win over Devin Haney. Now, looks like the story isn't finished being written. What's up? It's Ant Walker here with Ringside Intel, and let's talk about what happened. So just hours ago, the news broke that Ryan Garcia failed not one but two drug tests leading up to the April 20th main event against Devin Haney. So the day before and the day after, looks like he tested positive for ostarine. That's a very common PED. Athletes from all different sports have been caught up in it, from other fighters to Olympic track athletes, you name it. Ostarine is something that you'll find a lot if you look into any of these past drug testing cases. There's also was, forgive me for messing up the pronunciation of this, 19-norandrosterone, or drosterone, sorry, that was positive in one of the tests, they're saying, but so far that is unconfirmed. Now, what we do know is that Ryan Garcia has 10 days to request that the B sample be tested so they can just make double sure that this is the case. For his part, he's denying that he took any sort of PEDs. This is, we've seen this happen before. I mean, he's taken to social media, making videos and pictures and stuff, mocking the entire situation and just denying the fact that he had anything to do with any PEDs, calling into question the testing itself because the tests were taken before the fight, one the day before and one the day of, and the results come out afterward. Of course, that doesn't take into account the fact that the labs have to run these tests and it takes time, and the testing could just pop up at any moment before the fight, whether it be as they're walking out to the ring or in training camp and whatnot, just to keep the randomness alive of the tests. And sometimes, like in the case of Brock Lesnar, when he tested positive for some PEDs ahead of UFC 200, the results came out after the fight was concluded. And even on that same card, John Jones got tested and his test results came out before, and he was removed from that originally scheduled main event. So we've seen this happen in a variety of different ways. But the question is, what now? What's going to happen, considering what we just saw a couple of weeks back when Garcia and Haney were in front of each other in the ring? So as far as the New York State Athletic Commission is concerned, no word yet on what they're going to do. I mean, there could be possible suspensions and fines. There could be a few things like the win being overturned. That's a big thing. That majority decision win could just be stricken off the record, changed to a no contest. We've seen that happen many, many times in fights. Also, the WBC, the sanctioning body that Devin Haney holds a belt for, they could levy some sort of punishments as well. So far, they have not said what they intend to do. Of course, due process has to be done. The B sample is going to have to be tested. There's going to be some level of diligence done to make sure that legally everyone is protected here. So I wouldn't expect something definitive to just come out of nowhere. So don't expect that news to drop tomorrow or even next week. I think this is going to take a little bit of time before we finally see some sort of resolution. Now, the obvious question for fight fans out there is not necessarily the regulatory issues that come into play or the legal issues that come into play. It's the fights. Like, what's next? I mean, Ryan Garcia just shocked the world in a stunning performance. This was something that defied the odds makers, defied most pundits out there, that Garcia was able to hand Haney his first loss. So what do we do here? Devin Haney didn't have a rematch clause in the bout agreement for their fight. Team Garcia has shot down the idea of a rematch. Oscar De La Hoya, the Golden Boy Promotions CEO that's kind of helping spearhead Ryan Garcia's career, has downplayed that idea. Garcia himself has downplayed that idea. But now, does it add weight to the desire for a rematch here? Crazy weight miss that Garcia had. He came in 3 pounds overweight, therefore disqualifying himself from winning the belt. And now you have these results that can be called into question due to possible doping. Does that put Garcia back in Haney's crosshairs? Will Haney have the chance to sort of redeem himself? So for Devin Haney, this gives him a lot of reason to really campaign for this rematch and really try to get that one back. For Garcia's career outside of Devin Haney, I mean, Oscar De La Hoya just gave an interview to our own Jason Burgos at Sportsnaut and Ringside Intel about what was next for King Rai. And, you know, names like Terrence Crawford, Boots Ennis, Teofimo Lopez were thrown out there. All names that sound intriguing, maybe not all realistic, maybe not all favorable matchups for Garcia, but names that can generate interest, names that will do numbers at the box office, and names that will pad pockets of everyone who has a financial interest in this. This sort of thing throws a huge monkey wrench into those plans, however tentative they may be. So let me know, what do you think? Does the drug test issue with Ryan Garcia, does that mean that the door has been open for a rematch? And if the door is open for that rematch, how does that play out? Does Haney address some of the things that gave him trouble in the first fight? Does Garcia once again prove that the first time wasn't a fluke? Let me know what you think. Remember, stay tuned to Ringside Intel's YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell that friend to tell more friends. Peace.